Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hermits on Bedrock. I'm your host, Conman1125, and today before we get started with the regular stuff, we gotta handle this. The present, okay? Do not change the name of the page, no changing the name. Put your name on another page, only username please. Then give it to another player but don't tell them who it's from. I mean, that kind of goes against each other because I'm pretty sure this came from Hoy. Do not destroy the book, put a dash between the names. Okay. But I think we're doing rows. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my name in there, right? Boom, there we go, Conman1125. And now we got to figure out what we're going to get these people. So let's go. So it only took me about a minute or two to figure out what I wanted to put in there. I just grabbed some things that I had that I wasn't really using that would be really useful to other people, like, 6 stacks of golden carrots, a totem of undying, some silk touch, unbreaking 3, efficiency 5, mending 1, and then 4 stacks of rockets. So now we got to figure out, let's name it a present. And we got to name it, and then we got to figure out who we're going to give it to on the realm. I don't want to give it to any of the guys that I know. You know what I'm saying? That they already have what they need. I want to give it to somebody who actually needs the things. So I'm going to take another second and give it some thought. And I'll bring you right back. So the lucky winner was Wildfire. And he's a guy on the realm. And look at this, fantastic. I love this block palette with the nether bricks. And the deep slate. And you got like the tiles. And you got the polished. And you got the brick. I like that. I do have a lot of bricks as well. And we might cut him a deal if he wants one. A little hint there if you're watching the episode. But see, we got a present right here. Hopefully he'll notice that. And I added some blocks of iron and also some blocks of emerald. Really, symmetry has given him a lot of things with me. Because I love things being symmetrical. But now we'll place the book in there. And we're done with that. So, also in this episode, we're going to kind of just go ahead and get down to the nitty-gritty about it. Let's hop over to the farming district. Mining district. I meant to say mining district, but here we are. As you can see behind me, I've laid out some of those chiseled deep slate blocks. And you got from the center, this is the center block. From the center, you got 55 blocks that way and 55 blocks that way, making it a crisp 111 blocks wide, centered on one. Of course, we have learned our lesson about that. But it's going to be a big square. Like this, and it's going to go all the way down like that, and it's going to be amazing and awesome and super cool. But also on this episode, I've decided to give you guys a little inside scoop about my building, planning, resource gathering, and all that kind of stuff. Luckily for me, since I want to use, the biggest thing for me that I'm going to have to get, because I already have everything else pretty much, is going to be this over here. Luckily we have a whole biome full of it right here. Terracotta. I love cyan terracotta. So let's go ahead and hop into a creative world real quick, and I'll kind of show you what I've already gotten done, and then of course take you through all those processes that I told you, because this will be a big and mega build. That also, by the way, just real quick, that we'll be using for pretty much our overworld headquarters for the construction of the Death Star, like our mining district headquarters, and also where we're going to house the farms for the big trees, and of course the small trees as well. So let's get to it. And welcome to my mess of a creative world. This is the Season 2 creative world. As you can see, I'm sitting on top of the Millennium Falcon whenever I was designing it. And the first thing that we do, this is a really good example, and so is the town hall over there, is we're going to work a little bit on scale. For Minecraft, I think it tends to be a little bit better to work on that first. So you build your basic shape, you get your shape down, and this is how big we were going to make it in the beginning. And then, looking at it, we're like, okay, it's room enough for us to build hallways in, but it just doesn't look quite right. We can't get everything to look right. The cockpit was going to be a nightmare to make. You could see I was trying to make the cockpit over here, and it was just going to be an absolute nightmare. Good for storage like we wanted, but didn't look quite well. But this one looks absolutely outstanding. I love it. I fell in love with it, and we made it on the realm, and it was great. But I spent a lot of time in creative because it really does save you a lot of time whenever, if I would look at all this. I built all this before I even had the finished design. If I would have tried this in survival, I probably would have stuck with this one just because of how much work it would have been to tear it back down and try to do it again. And you also see over here the little shop that I built for a bookshop. And then here's another great example of scale. This is how big I originally wanted to make it. And I was working off of a picture, which I might be able to throw up on the screen. And this just obviously wasn't big enough. But it got the shape going. That's the biggest thing. I got the shape. I wanted to have the portal inside. And then I came up with this one, made it a bit bigger. And this is the finished product as far as the design goes, size-wise. But it took me about 4, 5, 6 different sizes before I found one that I really liked, that I really thought represented the image that I was trying to do. And then down here, you can see the difference in between what we did do with this and what I was going to do with this. And I just like the smaller version a lot better. That, and you can prevent gas from spawning with this shorter version. And then you also see I was trying the carpets and everything. Wound up going with buttons because, you know, it just looked better. And then some more things, the little block palette I was going to make, little gradients, all the black dark colors in the game. But this brand new build, I want to try to build a Sith temple. Okay, an old Sith temple / Sith factory, okay? Temple / factory. And this is what I kind of come up with for one wing, right? And I've been trying to mess around with these little blocks. I just can't get the hang of it, so it looks a little bit funky. And of course, this is just me, again, trying to get the scale and shape down. Obviously, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's actually one more on the one we're building the realm. We're building a little bit bigger, so this will actually be a lot wider and a lot taller as well. But as you can see, that's the height of the trees. We want to make sure we have plenty of room to put those trees up there. So this is the minimum, I would say, the minimum appropriate height and width for the factory to be, if we wanted it to be a 4 by 5 or 6, I think. So it's going to work out great. And I'm going to keep messing around with this. But I mean, you see, I figured out my block palette over here. Let's take a look if it's still there. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, over here. I was looking at all the blocks that I might have wanted to use. And I kind of just line them up like this, just to kind of try to give me an idea of what I want to do with the build itself. It's very important to know, like, your color palette that you want to use as far as getting your resources to do it with. Because now I know I need what? I need gray concrete. I need a lot of chiseled deep slate. I need a lot of smooth stone and even more cyan terracotta, because that's going to be pretty much the filler block. You can all see over on the side there's a lot of cyan terracotta. So I think overall that and the gray concrete are going to be the ones we use the most. So that means that I not only need to get sand, gravel, terracotta, I need to get green and blue dye to make the cyan dye. I need to get the ink sacks, and probably bone meal will be pretty easy to get. And luckily our iron farm has been cranking out the ink sacks as well, so I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. But you guys kind of see how I do this. And what I usually do after this is I'll put this part first. I'll build the big platform on the realm, which you'll probably see a time lapse here in a few seconds or a few minutes. You'll see the time lapse of me making the platform like this. These might get a little bit taller since it's bigger and the scale's going to be bigger. And that's one of the most important things. I'll do like 1 or 2, maybe 3 of them, one side, whatever. And of course this middle section will be the stairs, but I might make it a block taller, maybe another block wider. But yeah, so I'm going to throw this down in the realm. And the great thing about being the owner of the realm is I can save the realm and then work on it in creative mode again, but have the actual terrain, the actual layout laid down so that I can get an exact what I want to do on the realm. So let's get crack-a-lackin' and get placing some blocks after I grind out a whole bunch of resources. And here we are. I hope you guys enjoyed that nice time lapse with the new time lapse music. I'm trying to change it up a little bit and improve as I go along. So if you guys like that, let me know in the comments below. But I went ahead and finished the other two walls off camera simply to save time on the video. And also the hassle of me having to do another time lapse. I'm still getting the hang of it, guys, so please bear with me as I try to do more and more in the future, because I know I know I love watching other YouTubers do their time lapses. I know you guys probably enjoy it with me too. But I mean, look at this. This is a good portion of it done. The only thing I'm really worried about is this back corner over here. I mean, we could just blend it in with the terrain, or I can take this terrain down. What I'm probably going to wind up doing is pushing this back to about right here, and then pushing everything back. So it's still going to look just like this, relatively, except just push back a few blocks, maybe like 3 or 4 blocks off the wall. Same thing over here. I might, over here, I might do like a moat style, or maybe even like a wall that holds all this. I can't forget what it's called, but it's a wall that holds back dirt in real life. I'm probably might make one of those that looks like in the Star Wars style. But I don't think I'm gonna do the floor yet in here, because it's gonna be a lot. Whatever I decide to make it out of, it's gonna be a lot of that block. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go into creative mode and mess around here a little bit and try to get my scale of, I don't know what to call them, the ears, I guess, the little bunny ear looking things gonna go up. The towers, that's what, yeah, the towers, that's gonna go up and go over and come back down. I gotta figure that out first before, and that'll kind of give me an idea of how much I need to go around, and how much resources I'm gonna need, because that's gonna be definitely gonna be a huge project. So I'm gonna go and get started on that, and I will see you in just a second. So this saves from about a couple days ago, before I actually started working on the other corner. But it's still the same. You can see like all that's still there, and I haven't taken any of that terrain out yet. But you can see the kind of the design I'm going for, and it will be, of course, symmetrical to the other side. The other side will have one as well going up, and then we'll probably have a little central building, kind of in a shape, just to kind of give you a kind of an idea of what shape it's going to be. Something like that. Yes. Yeah. So like kind of imagine something like this. Yeah. Well, you can't really see it good, but you know what I mean. It'll go up there, and then it'll have this shape. It'll go up kind of more pointed, like the rest of it. It'll match the style, of course, of everything. It'll go up pointed. It's going to be nice and neat and awesome, just like this. But I was messing around with textures of the inside, and I really like this light color we chose. But I kind of want to throw some stuff in there, maybe some, just some random blocks, just to kind of give a little bit of texture, maybe a little bit of grime. Let's see how some tuff looks. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to do it while you guys are here. Let's take some tuff. Tuff might be a little too dark. I don't know. Let's look. A little bit of tuff, let's just kind of sprinkle that in there. I didn't mean to do that. Sprinkle that in there. Something that's going to give it texture. Maybe even some concrete powder. That'd probably be even better. I get some of this, and maybe some of the grays as well. Put some gray concrete powder in there, and some light. I'm just kind of looking and seeing how this looks. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the light gray concrete powder. It makes sense, right? Because of the gray concrete. We'll sprinkle some of that in there, maybe a couple other little blocks every now and again, just to give it a little bit of. It's gonna look too plain like that, so we're gonna get a little bit of texture. I was looking at going with a little bit darker of a block, but I don't want to use that much deep slate, because we gotta save all of our deep slate that we didn't use along the top and the bottom of this build to go on the Death Star. But yeah, so let's take a look actually and get a little check-in with the shopping district. Me and Saquon have been working kind of on the side on this project, and we've pretty much finished. We still got to do some things over here, but we have labeled and priced everything that is in the shopping districts. And we've actually, so I had a whole shulker box full, so we're definitely doing some, that's like, 21 stacks of sea lanterns we've sold. And we still got a couple more things to put, but as you can see, we have signs there where it's saying 1 diamond is equal to 32 cobble deep slate. That way, if someone wants to buy it with diamonds, they still can. But, yeah, I mean, we got a whole bunch of stuff we're selling, and we've had a lot of business But my favorite part of this, and kind of an adventure we had to go on, is the bartender, the Wither. Will the Wither Skellington. And he sells Fireball, vodka, margaritas, Jaeger, little, absinthe, Bombay, and Pepto-Bismol. Of course you gotta have Pepto-Bismol, right? Of course you do. Potion of Regeneration. Makes sense, right? One dime for 3 shots. It's a killer deal. Especially for some of those hard-to-get potions. But yeah, so I mean, it's turning out really good. We still have the speeders to add over there. A little bit more work to do aesthetically around here. But, and we got to add the armor. We're going to add armor and tools over here. And also we have room enough for one more shop to sell something else. So hopefully we can do that next episode. But I'm going to have to end it here. I'm out of time for this week. School started back, so episodes might be coming out a little bit slower than they usually are. But I'm going to try to get them out the best I can. Also, look out for me and Saquon's new series, Adventures with Conman and Saquon. We're currently doing a dungeon series, an infinite dungeon series. It's really fun. We're having a blast. So go check out that episode and keep track of what's going on there. Because we're probably going to do a lot more different things other than just Hermits on Bedrock on this channel. So be on the lookout. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see some more content, please subscribe so you don't miss anything that I'm putting out. Alright, well, I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully I'll have a little bit more done on our Mega Build Factory.